me? I'm audioing you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, cool. Lovely to speak to you. Thank you so much.
Same, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
Yeah, I was happy to see your DM.
Oh.
What is your project about?
So I'm doing fashion buying, and I had to choose a brand to make into something else, like add to it. So I've chosen to do you and the Ragged Priest. I don't know. Do you know the brand, the Ragged Priest?
No, but I'll Google it now.
It's like a clothing brand, and I decided to put you both together and kind of like collaborate with you both as like a concept.
Oh yeah, I see now.
So this, you speaking to me, is amazing. Thank you so much. And that's just my primary research, kind of.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Perfect. So, wait, I'm curious. Hear about our brand.
I've just always followed you and my sister. We've both been obsessed with everything you do. And then I don't know how, must have just been Instagram. And then I've looked more into you, and I can't believe you're from Tel Aviv. Do you live in America now?
No, I actually live now at my apartment in Tel Aviv. The brand though is based in the States, so we travel quite often. But yeah, I live in Tel Aviv with my wife.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. And your wife is the one that
No, I started the brand with my sister, who she just couldn't be on the call now. But yeah, she's in another
no
meeting.
worries. Oh, wow, that's amazing. You're so inspirational. How did you start the brand?
So we started 4 years ago. We had we didn't think about it at first as a fashion brand necessarily, but it was just like these ideas we had about pop culture and kind of like expressing, like recontextualizing our experience with pop culture and like this, an abstract idea but in a concrete form. And then so we designed like some canvases and stuff like that, but then we realized that we have that if we want to share this idea and spread our thoughts and like start this, we call it like an intelligent conversation about pop culture, we need to become part of pop culture in a way, and the way to do it wasn't with canvases. So at first we thought it will be like with t-shirts, right? Because it's like we didn't have like funds when we started, like we didn't invest a lot of money in starting the company, so it was just our savings, and we bought some t-shirts and printed the ideas on them rather than on canvases. And the idea was like, we thought if we print on t-shirts, people can afford it, it's not so expensive, and it's something that we assume that if they'll buy, they'd like to share on Instagram. So in that way we could reach much more people, so that was kind of the idea.
Who were you trying to get out of, like, who was your target market?
To be honest, I think that when we started, it was like we didn't think about it in these business terms, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think that even now, like a lot of what we do, it's like, I mean, now it is a business, it's a brand, it's a business, but I think that when we come up with an idea or with a design, I'll focus now on like when we started. When we thought that we assumed that there will be an audience for it, but we couldn't necessarily, define who the customer is. And then, and we thought that that's something we can learn along the way. But I think that today it's like what we thought back then is that the audience is just people who that like pop culture, that read about it, learn about it, just enjoy experiencing it, but that they don't see it as like a shallow thing that they need to be, like a guilty pleasure kind of thing.
Yes, completely.
yeah, and that's the direction we wanted to take it, because we felt like, like you have e-news, for example, which is like one representation of pop culture,
Yeah.
and or like the tabloids or stuff like that, and we wanted to take it to another like the conversation to another directions, because like you can, it's like it's part of our lives, and we kind of define what is pop culture, because it's like it's what's popular.
Yes.
So yeah, so that's kind of like the audience we try to reach out to. And like now we have obviously more information about like the age of the customer and stuff like that, the gender, and much more like where are they from, etc. But yeah, like I think that one of the things that we try to do even today is not to think about the ideas as like in like business terms, but to focus really on I'd say like how would they emotionally appeal to someone,
Yes, because that's what it's
Yeah.
completely about, rather than just doing it as a business, but it's actually your feelings and coming across is so important in this day. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm kind of trying to do with the brand. I want it to be more than just a clothing trend, to actually give off something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like when someone buys a phone case from us, it's not just about, like, it's not they don't buy it as like, it's not a functional purchase,
Yeah, they
right? It's
haven't
not just
bought
to
it to
protect
not
their
smash
phone's
their
sake of things.
phones.
Better
Yeah.
cases for that, even though it does give good protection, but it's not the point. It's about feeling part of this, of this thing
This
that we
culture,
create
yeah.
with our fan base.
Yes, I love that. That's amazing.
That's why a lot of like with a lot of the products we make, it's like it's like a collaborative process with our followers on Instagram, as they're really part of, like, we ask questions and they become really part of the creation of it, because we feel like it's not just about putting something out there. It's supposed to be something that people, like, we have an idea in mind, and not everyone are supposed to necessarily feel the same way as we do, but there's a if they don't feel something, we're probably not expressing it in the right way. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yeah, that's like, well, yeah, I always see you do the polls on Instagram.
Yeah.
Kind of like your market research, I guess, and like making a community.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So how do you think you'll grow from this?
Um. So I think, like, the way we see it, it's like urban sophistication is a platform that doesn't have to do that is not expected. It's like, how would I say it?
There's no, like, you're just an end goal. Like, there's no end goal. It's just,
Yeah, I feel like the let's say the canvas we use is not, it doesn't have to be one thing. So as I said, we started with t-shirts, and then we expanded to like we did the phone cases, for example. But I feel like it doesn't really matter what, like the canvas doesn't really matter in that sense. It can change it, so the brand can change too and develop, and it's really about the feelings, and like this part of, like, feeling part of this conversation, I'd say.
yeah.
So I obviously hope, and believe we'll keep doing that, and expanding in that sense. And I feel like a lot of like what we've done so far, as I said, it's like, a lot of our sense our growth, like, it's only organic growth. We didn't invest in marketing at all. We didn't do celebrity seedings at all.
That's
We
what
did
I
send
love,
out
yeah.
some stuff to stylists, but nothing is, it's like paid
Marketing.
celebrity seedings, for example. So we tried to keep it as organic as possible, and yet keep the brand growing. And I believe we'll keep doing that. at least like in the near future. Yeah.
That's really amazing. Yeah, it's really good. Everything you've done, really is inspirational.
Thank you.
Do you do a lot to London? Have you sent a
Um,
lot to London?
Actually, I think if I remember right, I like we have a really big customer base in the UK.
Oh really?
Yeah, like I think London is one of the London and New York are like the two cities where like the main like the first and second
Highest
biggest,
cities,
yeah,
yeah.
highest, exactly.
Would you say that most
Yeah,
people are like students,
sorry.
like 20, around like the age of 20?
Oh, the age of our customer?
Yeah.
It's I'd say it's between like 18, most of them like 18 and 26. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Male or female? Do you think female?
Both. A bit more female, but it's like it's not 50-50, but it's
Like 60-40?
yeah, yeah, something like that, I'd say.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's really
Which
good.
is funny if you think about it, because like on the website, for example, the clothes are like worn on a female model, but it's like
Yeah,
as I said, it's like
that's
yeah,
good. That's
like the
really
fit fits both, and it's really about like the I feel like it's like the way you relate to the product. It's not just it's like more than who wears it.
Yes, it's more
Like
meaningful. That's
yeah,
again like not a technical product.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I really like that. Where do you get most your inspiration from?
Um, I'd say the way we work, it's like we kind of. I'd say the practices for us, like the way we have the ideas come is like I really try to see that like to just experience daily life with this kind of filter that is, it's like just seeing it in a filter is like how can that translate into a product or
Yes.
a message or something like that, if that makes sense. So it's a lot of the ideas just come from like daily life. Like actually the times that we search for inspiration, it's like we usually don't find anything because then it just becomes technical. But I'd say, for example, like also like the best products come from like these daily experiences, and it's just a matter of how how we translate them in a way that uh, will make someone relate to it and also want to wear it, whether it's like a phone case or a cap or a hoodie.
Yes, completely.
So, and that's why I think a lot of the ideas are very relatable because it's from actual like real life and the life we live. I feel like in a way because we're not from like a big city or like we're not part of the scene, like we don't it's like people like on Instagram, it's hard to it's hard sometimes to understand where someone came from and to understand and see the background, because you just see the like the fun stuff or
Yeah,
celebrities
the
wearing you and
filtered
stuff like
part
that.
of
But
someone's life.
I feel like since we're kind of like outsiders, not criticizing pop culture, but like sharing out our outsiders' point of view on pop culture and not being like not living that as
Not
our daily
directly
lives.
in.
Like we live in Tel Aviv, and then we just hop like we spend some time in New York, and then come with some ideas, and then we spend some time somewhere else and come with new ideas. So I think that's also part of like what makes the ideas relatable, because it's like how most people experience pop culture, and not an insider's point of view. And also, I'd say I like just to give a few examples of the products themselves. Um, I'd say, for example, the mental health warning phone case is like something we that is obviously just how we felt at a
Yeah,
point in time.
when I tell everyone
Um,
about your products and I'm like, do you know Urban Sophistication? And I show them that phone case, and they're like, oh yeah, I've seen that. I feel like that's your key one.
Yeah. That's definitely. I feel like it's like such a strong message, and like the idea of putting it on. That was one of our first phone cases, like, because we felt that it wouldn't be right to put it on a T-shirt. We saw some brands like that just like took the idea and printed it on other products. We just didn't feel that it's right to be on other products,
Yeah.
which commercially would maybe be the right choice, but like if you think about the idea of warning, sharing this warning in your selfies and like having this sense of like I'm not sure what the term is, but like responsibility for others,
Yeah.
like when they browse their feeds and suddenly see this warning, especially when like people with a large following share a post with the phone case. We felt like that is really, really strong and really relatable, no matter if you have like 70 followers or if you have 100 or 100,000. It's like we still feel the same.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you
On
get
social
50
media,
likes on your
and
picture or
this
5.
irony, we felt like it's a really strong idea. And obviously, like all the other designs came from the same place. Like, for example, we had the out of reach capsule.
Yeah.
With I'm not sure if are you familiar with it?
Yes,
The one
yeah.
that says like the sweatpants that say for resale.
Yes,
like,
yes,
like
yes.
kind of. So I was just buying some like browsing on Grailed, and I saw the like just the way it shows the product, and I felt like I just felt like translating that into a piece would be relatable, because obviously most time when you search online, especially in these websites, it's not you won't be able to purchase to end up buying something. It's just it's just you're just there to see the stuff,
Yeah.
and to wish to have them, but you won't really be able to get one. Or sometimes I feel like even if like most people, even if they get something, if they'd like to get another expensive bag or another really expensive hoodie, they'll need to like resell the one they bought before, because
Yeah.
it's like it's never ending. So that's kind of also a feeling we tried to portray with that capsule. So every capsule has like this story that we're trying to tell, and it's like in a way each capsule is a different chapter in that story. So the new one, for example, that we're putting out, I think next month, it's called Fame and Fortune, and it's also like this. It's also inspired, but like graduating from college and then thinking, what am I gonna do with my life? And you have this vision, like this idea of what is the like the best life you can have, and you try to think how you can get there, and it's trying, like the capsule is trying to portray different ways of like different portrayals of fame that we don't necessarily consider as like think about when we think about being famous. So it's also going to be very interesting. Like we used like the people on the money bills, for example, as like famous faces, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting capsule.
Wow, I'm so excited
Can't
for
wait to
that.
put it
That's going to
out.
be amazing. Yeah, I'm so excited. That's so cool. I'm excited to do this project. I really am. I'm so interested in both mental health and fashion are two of my biggest interests, and putting them together is really going to be fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate you speaking to me so much. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And if you have like any other questions, or if something, like you go over it and you have other stuff, like feel free to text me and we can have another call. And obviously I'd love to see what you wrote when you're finished.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you the design I've made for like the logo. I'll send it to you on Instagram or on text.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, and I wish you all the best.
You
and
too.
Again, like if you have any questions, just let me know, and
Thank
I'm
you.
happy to help.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the sunshine.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.